Good afternoon, everyone.
Hi, Monica.
Hello.
Hey, Monica.
Hi.
Hello.
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 Greetings,
Hello,
everyone.
hello.
I like the blue background, Iris.
Yes,
Give
everyone.
everyone a couple of minutes.
We've got the chat set up to where you're chatting with, it's either me, Erica, and we'll field the questions. So we have the chat just coming all to us for Q&A, just to let everybody know.
We'll give everyone a few minutes to join. I know that Zoom decided to crash 20 minutes ago, so we had to send out a whole new link for everyone.
We got 90 people already.
Wow.
Though you can all verbally say hello to each other. You can unmute yourself. We do have the chat more set up in a way for Q&A at the end to where we can field those questions.
Good morning, everyone. Or good afternoon, actually.
Hello.
Yeah.
Maheen, I'm going to spotlight you. You're spotlighted there, Maheen.
Oh, yeah? With all the good weather outside?
So, yep, everybody sees you on the main focus there.
Right. Thank you.
No need to feel nervous, man.
Well, you know,
If you like, you can do a dance, tell a joke.
well, I'm not very good at jokes. I'm
Yeah.
not good at dancing, so you're out of luck there. How's everyone doing today? How's everyone's summers?
Wonderful, wonderful.
Yeah,
Trying to extend summer as much as possible.
right? Well, the heat hasn't gone away, but
No.
Here.
so that's for sure. But-
What's the weather like in Ohio?
It is in the 70s, low 80s, so it's perfect weather right now.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's beautiful. I don't think we haven't had any real rain this week. We had a lot last week. And yeah, it's going to be, we're definitely heading toward fall, but nice temperatures.
That's great. Send some of the fresh weather down here.
Yeah.
No, we could use a blast of cool air, huh?
Right. Right. Well, hopefully we have this this little tropical storm out in the Atlantic now, so hopefully that veers away.
I was just thinking that, saying hopefully we don't get a blast of something.
Yeah. Yeah. But it looks like
Yeah.
it's trending up a little bit, but who knows? It's early in the Caribbean, so.
What about Zoom? Can Zoom control the temperature or give us a little cool blast?
Ask Brandon. Brandon knows everything there is to know about Zoom.
I don't believe Zoom can do that.
Yeah.
Too bad.
Not yet,
They
right?
just had a really large outage as well, which affected about 40,000 people. So I don't know if we want to rely on them too much right now.
Is that the outage that we experienced?
Yeah, there's a website called Down Detector where people report, and there was about 41,000 people have reported issues with Zoom. It wasn't just us; it was everybody.
Oh,
Wow.
Okay. Good to know.
I will say one of the other links that she sent, when you click it, it says the Zoom meeting has been ended by the host.
that's why I sent out a second link.
Okay,
That was the issue. Mhm.
that was related to the Zoom issue.
Mhm.
Yeah,
We
if
updated the
any-
calendar invite and then sent out the whole new link probably 5-10 minutes ago once we were made aware.
Yeah.
We
Right.
have 129 people currently.
That's awesome. If anyone, you guys that are in leadership on here, if you want to reach out to your groups and let them know a new link was sent, maybe via text or whatever works for you. because it did come in a little bit late. I'm a Teams girl myself. I don't know.
Brandon said it wouldn't work as well via Teams.
It would have had additional challenges, yeah, a little bit for this kind of meeting.
We tried.
Okay.
Although I like,
133. Why don't we get started?
Okay.
should I share the PowerPoint?
Yeah, we can start with the PowerPoint. I'm just going to do a quick intro for everybody. Good afternoon, everyone. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Jessica Vardaman. I'm the Senior Director of People Operations, along with Executive Management. Welcome to our Town Hall. We started this forum back in 2020 when COVID shifted our whole world and we went from being in the office to primarily remote. So we took this as an opportunity to be able to connect with our employees face-to-face, provide any important updates across departments, as well as for everyone to be able to put a face to the name of the person that sends them so many emails. Our agenda today includes updates for both of our Florida and our Ohio business operations, a presentation with...
Can we mute everyone?
I don't know.
Is there a way to do a big mute? So that we...
Yes, I can mute everyone.
Oh, wait, it must be this one over here. Okay.
Okay, I'll continue
Where the
going.
hell is the speaker?
We'll be providing updates for both our Florida and our Ohio operations. We're going to have a presentation with our IT department and general counsel regarding cyber crime and security, and then we're going to be announcing the winners of our first ever TikTok contest. At the end, we do have time allotted for questions and answers. However, we do want to be mindful of everybody's time, as you guys all blocked off this time frame in your busy schedules to attend this. So in the event that we don't get to all of the questions that are asked, please feel free to email me directly, and whatever I can't answer, I will loop in the appropriate team member to get that answer for you. And we'll also share any of the questions that come up with a recording of the presentation. So to get started with the Florida updates, I'm going to pass it off to our Executive Vice President, Dr. Angel Junquera. Angel, take it away.
Angel, you're spotlighted for everyone there. You'll just need to unmute yourself there. Or actually, I can unmute you.
He said thank you.
Unmute yourself.
There you go.
All right, finally. Beautiful. All right, no pressure here. I feel like a movie star.
I'm sorry, I stepped out of the room. Someone's unmuting me.
All right, anyways, welcome everybody. I'm happy to see that there's right now about 156 people that have joined us. I'm sure a sprinkle, a few more will join us. So it's great seeing all the faces, and it's great that everyone could join us today and in this opportunity to kind of tell a little bit about what's going on at Chrysalis all over, and to share some good news here and there. And so we're happy that you could join us. What I thought I'd do was just in terms of the Florida operations is go ahead and go through some departments. Let's start off with some of the clinical departments, and then I think what will happen is after I've gone through mine, then we'll have Kelly go through and talk a little bit about some of the clinical things happening in Ohio, and then we can get to some general operations for all of Chrysalis throughout, and Jess and Maheen can help us with those. So we'll start off with outpatient. I just wanted to thank everybody for getting through the summer. It's been a wild summer here at Chrysalis. As you know, a lot of people were unable to go vacationing the the last couple of years due to COVID. And so there's been lots of movement with vacationing, both with clients and families and parents, and as well as our staff. And so it's been a wild ride for the last few months. Hang on, there's somebody knocking on my door. Let me just ignore them. Maybe they'll go away. Anyways, just to start off with outpatient, we just wanted to make a couple of quick announcements. One is our wonderful Diana Smith, our regional clinical director, who is leaving us this month. And I just wanted to extend a thank you to Diana. She's been wonderful. You've been wonderful, Diana, for so many years for us. And we wish you the very best moving forward. And we will miss you for sure. We have Emily Maddox. Emily, congratulations and thank you. She's agreed to be a regional clinical director for us now, and congratulations to Emily and welcome on board. Yes, many happy applauses.
Same,
Joel, and congrats, Emily.
Also, since our last town hall meeting, we've added Kathleen Almonte as part of our outpatient direct team. So congratulations, Kathleen. And also our regional lead therapist, Teresa Gerstein, has agreed to take on an outpatient director role. So congratulations to everyone. And I'm very happy that we have our continuing strong team working with everybody throughout the state. We've been working diligently on a whole bunch of new initiatives in outpatient. One of the big ones, and if you're a therapist, you will be well aware of it, is we've been working with the scheduler on the ECR product, on our electronic health record, to try to use that to help assign cases and to help identify the availability that therapists have. And it's been a big undertaking. So far, so good. Any kind of initiative that big is fraught with ups and downs. But I think that the feedback we're getting right now initially has been that a lot of the resistance and the reluctance is now being changed, and a lot of people are happy with the way things are flowing. So we're going to continue to get feedback. We're going to continue to make adjustments. We think that the process will be real helpful to everyone, especially getting clients onto therapist caseloads. We're now experiencing a big increase in referrals, which wasn't happening during the summer, but now we're starting to see, now the schools are back in, starting to see that climb. So we're very excited about that. And of course, the challenge is always is having enough folks to serve all the people that are calling, all the people that are emailing, and all of the referral sources that are trying to get a hold of us to serve clients. And I think more than ever, kids are in need of care, as you all know. So we're, the big initiative is to try to make everything as efficient as possible. We've been working a lot on trying to streamline the documentation as much as possible. We don't want that to be interfering with our ability to see clients and families. And that's really, the most important thing we do here at the end of the day is make sure that we see clients and that we help them improve and get better. And so part of that will be streamlining the work for our people, and part of it will also be bringing on more folks. There is, we've had an initiative. We had an initiative back in the spring where we tried to bring on a lot more folks, a lot more therapists. We ended up hiring well over 120 therapists. So it's been, it's been successful, and I think we are now at the point where we're having to do another big push. So if you know people out in there that are interested in working, send them our way. There's always the employee referral bonus too, which is a nice thing to get for if you're able to bring somebody on. We have I believe 7 therapists right now that are, including our outpatient director, Caitlin Harker, who are completing a 16-week training program on parent-child interaction therapy. This is an exciting course of training for a therapist to do. It leverages technology to allow therapists to assist parents and caregivers while they're parenting, and simultaneously work with parents, and while the parents is working on the behaviors with the child. And it's an intensive program, and it's had a lot of success, and we're very happy to see that we've got a number of therapists that are completing that. And that's going to be wonderful. It'll add some more skill and value to our team, and to our throw more evidence-based practices our way. So we're hoping that that goes well, and we'll be able to maybe have more folks participate in that in the future. Otherwise, everybody's working really hard, and we appreciate each and every one of you in the outpatient department, everyone from each therapist that's out there to every assistant, administrative assistant who's carrying a lot of weight on them with a lot of different responsibilities, including all the directors who are in and out of meetings and working with therapists and trying to resolve every issue that pops up every day. So it's a big operation, but kudos to everyone, and thank you all for your patience and your hard work. Now, move on to targeted case management. Our team over there has been doing really well, and kudos to all of them also. They are out there in the community and serving more and more clients each year. It's really grown over the last couple of years. We're well over 100 TCMs throughout the state, and we have our managers and directors, supervisors are working really hard to make sure that TCMs are working effectively with our clients. We had a goal of trying to increase the number of linkages that we did for our clients, and number of different services that we linked them to throughout the course of the year, and every time we work with them. And we've done a really good job. Everyone there has done a really good job of steadily increasing those linkages. So kudos to everyone. That department continues to grow, and everyone there is doing a really good job of working with some of our more difficult clients, as you know. We have been receiving good reports from family follow-up calls from clients when we call them about the service, and they find it very supportive, very helpful. Some of them, it's invaluable. They really, some of the parents just can't get to all the things they need to, and the TCMs do a marvelous job of helping them, making sure that they get all of the services they need, and they're linked to all of the resources that we can get them. So hats off to everyone, and congratulations on the job well done. Let's see, talk a little bit about psychiatry. Our psychiatry program, which used to be in silos. By silos, I say that we had, it was very small. First, it was just in Broward, then it was just in Broward and Dade, and then it was just in Broward and Dade and Palm Beach, but we had 3 little offices, and now we're centralized throughout the state of Florida. So we're able to do all the services through telehealth, and our psychiatrists and our nurse practitioners are scheduled through our centralized department. Now, ever since we did that, we've got bombarded with referrals, because it is a needed service in community mental health, and the state is having a problem meeting the need across the entire state. And so one of the things that happened when we got centralized was our referral volume went through the roof, and we didn't have the capacity in order to manage all of that. So we've developed a lot of online resources for scheduling, and we initially started off with our very own. We did a little search and just kind of rigged one, and it works. It's worked pretty well until now. But we've been working with a software programmer that's developing a more comprehensive appointment scheduling system for us, and it's going to work through our website, and we think it's going to meet our needs and make us more efficient. So we're pretty close to rolling that out, and we're hoping that that will help in terms of meeting the volume, the need and the volume. We've also added lots of Spanish-speaking team members to better assist a lot of the parents that were calling that were struggling with the language. So that's been really helpful. And now we're able to, when people call in for their follow-up appointments, we're usually able to place them for a follow-up appointment within 24 to 48 hours. So that's a real credit to the hard work everyone's done, and hats off to everyone in that department who's been working really hard also to meet the need. And now that the fall rolled around, those calls are picking up again. So thank you all for doing such a great job in that department. Our DJJ and redirection programs have been, they went through a lot of changes. There was, during COVID, a lot of the departments, the Department of Juvenile Justice, they and the courts stopped working the way they used to work. So referrals slowed down. The way we were, the number of clients and the way we were seeing clients kind of changed. And then the staffing patterns started to change over at DJJ. And they were the ones referring directly. So we've had to make adjustments to that as they slowly have come back on, as courts have opened up again, and as they've hired new staff. We've had to kind of reintroduce ourselves to those, to each and every circuit, every area, every county, and meet the new staff members, introduce our program. They've done a really great job. Sonali and Jenny and Blair's now, our marketing directors out there taking meetings with DJJ, and we're slowly introducing ourselves, and that's starting to show some fruit in terms of being able to reintroduce all these new DJJ staff to our program. The work that they do each day is very, very difficult. These are some of our more difficult cases, cases that are involved with the juvenile justice system. They're at risk at a level that we have to do very intensive work. Some of the models that we use in those programs require that the child and family be seen on every week together and separately, and sometimes we have to see the kids twice a week, and we have to stay on top with their probation officers. And oftentimes you hear some unfortunate situation that's happened with a young person out in the state, and oftentimes they've been part of the redirection program, or they are part of a redirection program, and it's just an unfortunate situation, but it is a tremendous need in all of the communities, and the work the therapists do in that department, my hat's off to you. It's hard work, and it takes a lot to stay on top of it and to help these kids change. So thank you very much for everything you do each day. Psychosocial rehabilitation. We moved to a new location in Broward County. We are now a little bit further out west in a smaller, more quaint location. We have an interesting phenomenon happening there, which is we're getting some walk-ins. So we hadn't usually gotten a lot of walk-ins, but we're getting some now, and we've seen a little bit of an increase in referrals, and so our team there has been doing a wonderful job. We're very excited about some of the new things that are happening there. We are actually seeing clients throughout the entire state. we get referrals from different counties, and some of those clients are receiving some of our psychosocial rehabilitation program services through telehealth. And that's been something that we didn't have a couple of years ago, but we've slowly been able to continue that because the need is out there and some clients are benefiting from it. And so, it's been wonderful. And one of our intake right now, if someone makes a referral, is almost immediate. We can probably get them in within 24 to 48 hours. So it's a good program to have. You will all be hearing about it, as many of you have in the past, from your directors and from Gypsy Park, who's been running around presenting everywhere and reminding folks that the service is there in case you have clients that you feel will benefit from it. So kudos to our psychosocial rehabilitation program, and kudos to Camille and Brittany and their team down there. And thank you all for the hard work you do. Our CAP programs, we had 2 CAP programs. We had a West Palm Beach CAP program, and we have a Gainesville CAP program, but we just grew and we now have 2 West Palm Beach CAP programs. We started a new one. There's been some allocation of dollars to work with younger children. So we just started that, and Sherilyn Torres and her team has been working very hard all summer to get the second team up and running. So we now have an office in West Palm Beach and one in Lake Worth, and little by little we're getting there. So referrals are starting to come in. Montia and her team over in Gainesville have been doing their same as always wonderful job, and hats off to everyone over there. I know you work hard every day with a lot of difficult cases, and there's an opportunity to grow the CAP programs. They are very popular now with managing entities and DCF, and they've been real helpful to the clients we've been serving. And I know that in Gainesville, they're asking questions about, trying to introduce a new program there. So we may be adding some capacity there, or a second team. And so there's lots of opportunity, and we have 2 wonderful teams that have been doing a great job. So hats off to everyone. I think I kind of hit on all of the clinical stuff. Just wanted to make a mention of our marketing team, Blair, and all of the marketers and the community liaisons throughout the state of Florida, working really diligently all summer. Thank you so much. The school districts throughout the state are open again. They're re-inviting therapists to be on site once again, which we, had the experience that they were closed off to it for a while after COVID. So it's bringing on a lot of new cases, a lot of new schools. We've added 10 new schools to pair therapists with in Hillsborough County alone. We're now up to 80 paired schools just in Hillsborough. We're beginning to pair some schools in Pasco County. So that's looking promising. And there's a new school agreement with Lake County School District. So we'll probably be adding some capacity there. So we're very excited about all the opportunities. Every school district is up and running now. So we're starting to see the phones ringing off the hook and the emails coming in. So, hats off to the staff. They've been working really hard. We have new agreements with Agape Family Health in Jacksonville, the BAYS program, which is statewide, and also AMI Kids, which is statewide. We're working with them on having a memorandum of understanding and trying to work with the kids that they have in all the different counties. So there's lots of exciting things going on. We continue to work with pediatric associates. We're running a depression pilot for a while now with them, and it's been real helpful seeing how we can work with some of their most difficult cases and wrap them with targeted case managers and work with their, have our psychiatrists be reporting on them and have our therapists be working with them and wrap them very tightly. It's been something we've seen some of their most difficult cases really improving. So kudos to everyone that's working with those. We have also lots of other primary care physicians that have started referring and practices that our community liaison teams are working with. We're working closely with DJJ and all the circuits, and hopefully that will become fruitful for our DJJ and redirection programs. Also working with the courts, the hospitals, the CSUs, DCF. So our team's out there knocking on doors, making introductions, and it's been a wonderful process this summer. Everybody's worked extra hard, and I think now in the fall, a lot of those relationships are showing a lot more referrals. So, and then finally, behind the scenes, I just wanted to say thank you to our health information team. We have been bombarded with insurance company audits and funding audits of all different sorts in the last few months. And our team has been working diligently. Sometimes the audits will come and they'll request 700 records, and we have to have them in a couple of weeks. And the team has worked really, really hard. Thank you all for the patience from all the different departments in working with them, and thank you for working with them, because in order to get all of that information up and running, it takes a team effort. And I really appreciate everybody working together and making things happen. It's been a good experience, and I know that every time somebody makes a request, hey, can we have a meeting just to make sure we're on the same page? I feel like there's been a lot of teamwork between a lot of different departments. We've got a lot of initiatives to continue to work together. It gets difficult with such a large operation, but when you've got everybody on board doing what they need to do and really lending a hand and patting each other on the back, we'll get it done. That's the key to this whole thing. So hats off to everybody, and thank you all for attending today. We are up to 209 people, so woohoo! Thank you all for coming. Let me see. I think that kind of wraps up my my end of it. Jess, you want to move on to? Is it going to be Kelly next?
It's going to be Leslie and Kelly.
Yeah, wonderful.
Hi, everyone. It's Leslie. Thanks for joining. Glad to see so many faces today. It's really exciting, and it's a great opportunity for us to all get together and share what's going on with the company. I want to introduce to you Kelly Chafin. She's a new state director for us for Ohio, and she's going to share a little bit about programs and services and some updates for the Ohio programs. Kelly?
Great. Thanks, Leslie. I thought I'd introduce myself, tell you a little bit about me first. I'm living in Columbus, Ohio. I started with the company in May, moved to Ohio from Nashville, Tennessee, where I actually came from a company where I did utilization management for Medicare Advantage plans. And prior to that, I had a 25+ year career as a physical therapist, and I just completed my MBA late last year. So really excited to be part of the Chrysalis team. And we've got, as you can imagine, tons of stuff happening in Ohio. And I can reiterate, some of the things that Angel said in terms of how grateful we are for the administrator or the administrative teams that we have, our directors, all of the folks really digging in to help with growth and development in Ohio. So to give you a little bit of updates where I'd say everything that we're doing is a new initiative in some way or another, but I'll start with outpatient. We don't have any new directors or leadership positions since I've come on board. but everyone is still relatively new. So I'm just going to mention our directors as I walk through the different departments. For our outpatient department, we have 3 amazing directors. Holly St. Pierre is in Dayton, Ohio. We have Brittany Mendenhall in Columbus, Ohio, and Rachel Lewis in Steubenville, Ohio. So as many of you know, we're just shy of 2 years with Chrysalis, South Ohio, with the taking on the outpatient services from Jefferson Behavioral Health in Steubenville. For those of you that may not know where that is, it's on the northwest side of Ohio. So there's a lot, that's really kind of the bulk of our referrals and things that are happening there. So we'll talk a little bit about this kind of by region. But we also have Anthony Shaposh, who is also our Ohio, he was our Ohio lead. He's now our Vice President of Business Development, working with new referral opportunities in Steubenville to help continue to grow that area. And as I said, we also have Rachel in that area, taking on some interns, overseeing a team of outpatient therapists there. And then Brittany in Columbus has a team there as well, all doing both telehealth and in person for all of our outpatient therapists. And then we are working on several initiatives in both Columbus and Dayton, which are our newer markets. We have a great relationship that we've built with a company called At Your Door. It's a home health company that actually goes into assisted and independent living facilities. They have well over 180, I believe, facilities throughout Ohio. We have just partnered with them to provide behavioral health services in those facilities. So it's a working relationship with At Your Door and their administration, as well as the individual directors and things within the facilities. So we are now in one facility in Columbus with a second one on board. We also have the opportunity for those At Your Door facilities in Dayton, and just outside of Dayton in a little town called Springfield. So that's really been a huge focus on growing the business in Columbus and Dayton, as well as in Dayton. We have a relationship with a school called DAVA that is an alternative school where we can provide those behavioral health services as well. So we're initiating that relationship, and we'll be providing those services for those kiddos throughout the school year. So again, my outpatient directors are really key right now for us building things like policy, procedure, a lot of foundational things that need to be built in Ohio, as well as managing their teams, doing a beautiful job of it. And I don't know where I would be without them. So I want to give a shout out to them. For our targeted case management, again, the bulk of our case management services are in the Steubenville area. Natalie Baird is our director there. And she will be overseeing the growth as well as we grow those services in Columbus and Dayton. We are looking at case management services with our self-discovery program, which is our SUD program in Steubenville, as well as case management services in Columbus and Dayton. So that will be a program to watch. Highly productive team. I can't say enough about Natalie and how she manages and takes care of her team. So shout out to Natalie as well. For psychiatry, we have a new practice manager. Jolynn Smith has been with us for a while, but her role is now as practice manager. She again is overseeing the psychiatry department with our psychiatrists, our nurse practitioners, and also playing a role in some of our billing and collections that we're going to be initiating in Ohio. She is located in Steubenville, but we also do have psychiatry services now in Columbus with one psychiatrist and one nurse practitioner, and we'll continue to grow that portion of our business, the psychiatry portion, as we build our referral base and our business across those regions. So thank you to Jolynn and her team for all of their hard work. It's for you in Florida, I'm sure you understand it's a difficult task sometimes to manage everything that's happening within a psychiatry department, but they're doing a beautiful job there. So for our community relations and marketing, we have one liaison in Ohio, Samantha Brown, who has been really doing the work of two people, doing a lot with outreach, referral sources, getting new referral sources, but also playing a role in our talent and acquisition. But we also now have Diane Triffanoff on board as well. I think she came on right about the same time I did. She's here in Ohio as part of our people management team, and she's assisting with some of that talent and acquisition piece as well. And it's been great to have her on board. She's located in Steubenville, but she is our partner for throughout Ohio. So thank you, Diane, for everything that you do for us. And I know I'm probably forgetting somebody or something. Oh, our self-discovery. I wanted to mention that it's our substance use disorder group in Steubenville, and Carrie Snedden is our director there. Carrie's done an amazing job really being part of that community. She has great relationships that she's building with the court systems as well as actual judges in the area, bringing in referrals from drug court. She's also working on, we have a daytime IOP program, but we're also working on instituting an evening IOP program. And I just can't say enough about the work that Carrie has done, especially from a marketing perspective. Again, we've got Sam doing as a liaison, doing a lot of our marketing, and we've also partnered with you folks in Florida. But Carrie really has done a lot in terms of growing her own program and reaching out to the community and her own marketing. Let me just look at my notes, make sure I touched on everything. And I believe I have. I guess one of the biggest initiatives I did want to mention, like I said, with billing and payments, we have not been collecting copays or self-pay payments here in Ohio on a consistent basis. So we're working with Nicole Brown. She's going to be training our administrative staff within the medical group to work on that. We have Dawn or Dee Dee is our billing person here in Steubenville, but we are going to have some administrative support in making sure that we can get some of those payments up front. So that's one of the big initiatives that we're working on there. And I think that's it for now. I'm sure there are tons of other stuff that I could talk about, but that's kind of the highlights. I'm looking forward to working with the team here in Ohio, continuing the success that we've had so far, and really building a program that really, takes care of our clients in the way that we want to do that. So, and also looking forward to meeting more of you in Florida. If I haven't worked with you or met you, I look forward to that. So thank you.
Thank you, Kelly.
Thanks, Kelly. We're going to move on to the business operations slide, which applies to both Florida and Ohio. So to start that off, I'm going to hand it off to Maheen Perez, our Chief Operating Officer. Maheen.
I don't know what happened to him. You want to skip and we'll come back to him after?
Works. I'll go through the people operations part of it first. So our department has had some changes over the last few months. We are very excited to welcome Erica Volgarakis to the management team. She took over the learning and development manager role starting this week, and she will be your guru for everything training related. And we're very excited to have her. I know that she's going to do a great job. For talent acquisition, they have been knocking it out of the park lately. As Chrysalis, Florida, and Ohio continue to grow, their requisitions continue to grow. And no matter what, they have just taken it and run with it in order to get as many great candidates for us as possible. And we also want to give a reminder to our current employees that if you know somebody that might be a great fit for a role here at Chrysalis, to have them apply via our website, as well as put your name down for their employee referral contact, because you are able to earn a bonus up to $1,000 per referral that you have, as long as everybody is employed in good standing and all of that fun stuff during the process. So we always just want to remind everybody of that. And then with all of the changes that have occurred in our department, including, actually there's one more, we are also excited to welcome Erica Carrillo from the outpatient department into people operations. She's going to be taking on a hybrid talent acquisition / people operations role. So we're super excited for that we're going to have some additional help. We are going to be updating our contact guide that we're going to be sending out company-wide. So it's going to be as easy as possible for all of you to know who do I contact for what question, concern, issue, as well as the best method of contacting us. I see Maheen is back, so I'm going to pass it off to him.
Thank you. Technology is not my biggest skill, so I apologize if the unmute button wasn't working. But listen, a lot of exciting things. Obviously, Jessica has, recently, assumed her new role. She is doing a fantastic job. So I really thank her for everything that she's doing. And obviously her and the team really are doing a great job. I know that there are big shoes to fill with Jen's moving on, but again, I think that she's doing a fantastic job. Just in time for her to go out on leave, but anyway, a lot of good things happening as you all know. Melissa, moved on from her role that she had for many years and overseeing our intake and assessment group, and has moved on to a more project-based role, so she can spend more time with her family, which is great. The positive thing for us is that Cami was able to move into her role, and Jen Giblin was able to move into the Cami's role. So we were very fortunate to really have a good succession plan there, and they got in place just in time for our high volume to start, and for us to change the way we're assigning clients, with scheduling and whatnot. But they've all, between them and Regine and Stacy, they've really been doing a great job in managing that transition. And as Ange mentioned earlier, it is a big change for us. I think it's a great change, and hopefully everyone sees it as a positive. But real fortunate to have them working closely together. As Angel mentioned, we have a lot of positive things on the contracting side, and Joanne and her team have been working very hard on that. Not only we're picking up more contracts on the DCF side with the CAT, as well as with other programs, but also expanding our relationship with DJJ. All of that, Joanne and her team, and I know that she's worked hard with Sergio and finance, really to get these new budgets in place, and very, very fortunate for us, and they're doing a great job in all of that. I know she's got some exciting things to share in a little while. Under revenue cycle or billing, as many of you may know it, we've got exciting changes there too. We have the fortunate addition of a previous manager that we had, and Erica Watts, that she assumed the billing responsibilities in Florida. And then Nicole Brown, who used to work with Joanne at Symphonia, also joined us as overseeing the billing operations for Ohio. And they're both doing a fantastic job. I think we're in great hands with them, and a lot of things happening there, because obviously we're expanding, and not only the expansion of commercial plans with ourselves, but in Ohio, the expansion of new managed care programs makes it for exciting times. But they've both been working hard with their respective teams and really doing a great job. One of the projects that Melissa is helping out with is really expanding some of our value-based programs. So for the CQI, which we've traditionally done fantastic with, and our payer partners really recognize that, they're coming to us and really, providing additional opportunities for us with delivering value-based care, agreements. And so that I think is exciting, and that will continue to expand, which is great for us, and really will show how well we do manage our client population and deliver on our mission, to improve the well-being of our clients. Alice Roca, who's not with us, she's enjoying some time off with her family, but she recently or last year came on as the head of corporate marketing, and has been working very hard with many of you, not only with the community liaison groups, but also with the clinical and the training groups, and really trying to enhance our branding and our marketing. And I think the products that the combined team have been putting together have really been very strong. Again, Chrysalis has a tremendously strong brand. So I think just polishing it up and trying to get the new programs, better defined and all of that, I think is going to be very good for us, and hopefully our referral partners and, appreciate all that. But I think it's making us, look very, very strong. And they've all been doing a good job on that. I think also, she and Brandon and Natalie and Dawn and Jessica have been working on an enhanced company newsletter. And I'm very excited about that project. One of the feedback that we've gotten from all of you through our surveys and feedback that we've solicited is, that we need to improve our communication. We hope that this town hall helps on that path, but clearly I think taking the already strong, newsletter that People Ops was producing and really trying to broaden it to make it a bigger vehicle to communicate with all of you, and something that's a little more dynamic and broad-based than what we were doing before. But I think that's going to be great. I think it's going to be sexy, and I think they're going to be good reads, so where we can all communicate with each other, to a broader extent. So very much looking forward to that, and hopefully you'll find it valuable. So I think at this point I'll turn it over to Eddie, because I know he's been chomping at the bit to get to his section. He's been studying all night to be able to deliver it, and so we'll turn it over to him.
Thank you all for staying on board. I know you're all just waiting to get to the TikTok contest, but we're running a little bit late. And the topic I wanted to talk to you all about is something that deserves a lot more time than the amount of time that we have left. But I'm going to be sending out some additional material because cybercrime and cybersecurity is such a hot topic right now that it's something that we have to be constantly aware of and looking out for. So with the short amount of time I have left, I'm going to run through some of the material I have, but I'm going to provide everyone with the material that I have. Our IT security specialist, Waj Iqbal, who I'm sure you've all dealt with at some point, is also on this call and is going to participate in this section, but I'm going to abbreviate the section because we're running out of time. So essentially, a computer right now, computers are being attacked. The incidence of hacking and computer crimes is increasing at an exponential rate. They're targeting healthcare providers for a number of reasons, because we have a lot of personal information, including social security numbers and other information for thousands and thousands of clients. So we are a very hot target for hackers, and hackers are exceptionally clever and crafty in their ability to get into your computer and access information that they can then use for their own criminal ventures. So I wanted to point out some of the types of cybercrime that you're exposed to on a regular basis. And with the increase of telehealth and the increase of remote working, we're more reliant on our computer, on connectivity more than ever. So we're more exposed. And your computers that you're using are linked to your smartphones, and all the material and information that's in your smartphone is also at risk. So some of the things to be looking for, I don't know if I can change slide. Can you change the next slide? Hacking, we all know what it means. We've seen it in simple terms. It's an intrusion into your computer. When they intrude into your computer, they're intruding into our whole Chrysalis network. An incident that happened here in 2017, one computer was hacked into. In 2017, we lost all of our emails. All of the emails in Chrysalis were compromised. All of the data, letters, documents, everything that we had electronically stored material is gone as a result of one computer being infected. So it's not just you that you're looking out for and your own personal interest, because I'm sure you use your own computer for your own personal web searches and all the uses that you have. You're infecting everyone on the systems. If you get exposed, it's the potential for that. Next slide. I'm running through this because we're running short on time, but I'm happy to answer any questions throughout, that you have, or provide you any material that will help you. Phishing is a fraudulent attempt to enter through your email and steal your personal information. Providing usernames, passwords, credit cards. You should always be aware of any attempts that they're requesting you for any type of information, especially information that you didn't originate the contact with. You must be on the lookout for these scam artists who entice you with phishing means to get you to deliver to them access to your computer, access to your smartphone, access to your information. Next slide. You can go skip through it because we're running short. Spam emails, everyone receives them. We get them. They look like they're legitimate. They're very clever at making things look enticing and legitimate, and but attachments that are attached to emails that you're not expecting, or that you're not certain about, they get you through attachments. If you click on attachments that contain viruses, worms, spyware, Trojan horses, you're exposing yourself. If you ever have any of these questions, if you ever question a spam email, don't open it. Save it, contact IT, have them filter it, make sure that it's something that's legitimate. Next slide. Malware comes from visiting websites. Some of the websites that you're visiting have a higher potential for being illegitimate and potential for getting hacked. Streaming services, free streaming services like movies or looking at sports, any free streaming services, those are highly suspect. Anything that's free should be suspect to you. Gambling websites, obviously pornography, games, gambling, all these type of websites contain a lot of malware that can infect and intrude into and cause viruses for your system. Next. Spyware and adware are kind of the same thing. I could go into it more detail on material I'll send you. Next slide. Ransomware is, they lock your system. They charge you a fee to get to recapture your information. They ransom basically your data. They ransom your access to your computer, and it could cost you, it could cost the company. A company like this, it's not uncommon for a ransom amount to be in the hundreds of thousands or millions of dollars for the type of data and the amount of data that we would store. So these are some of the types of things that, you know, we're vulnerable for on a continual and daily basis. Next slide. So Wedge, I asked Wedge to talk about safety tips. Wedge, if you're there, could you jump on?
Yeah, hey guys. So just going over this slide quickly, just to reiterate what Eddie has said. All the Chrysalis laptops have antivirus, anti-malware programs on it to prevent the machines getting infected. But for those of you who obviously have machines at home, etc., it's the same case. You got to make sure that you have an active antivirus, an active anti-malware subscription, so that your home machine doesn't get infected. And then if you move documents around, it could infect one of our machines, etc. Again, people are looking to get your information, so be very cautious on who you give personal information to. People call. I know I've heard of people in the company. They've asked me, "Is this a real phone call?" I'm like, "No, don't give them any information." Make sure you've got two-factor authentication turned on as many of your personal items. That's why we implemented two-factor authentication on everybody's email. I know it's an extra step, but it's an extra step that protects the company. Because now if they get your password, then it sends a message, and then they have to have access to your phone to be able to get through. So I guess the key message, be very careful. Don't open any attachments. If you don't recognize the email, be very cautious with the attachments. PDF documents all can run macros, which essentially are mini programs within them. So once you open up, it runs a little program, and bam, it's now sending out hundreds of emails from your account. Okay, and it's just going around trying to lure more and more people in, and therefore infecting more of the network. Okay, so just everyone's got to be on their guard, because this is becoming more and more of an issue across the board. Moving on. Next slide. All right, just some of the key security compromises. Obviously, antivirus will detect some programs if it's a virus. It's all based upon signatures. Sometimes the viruses come out before the antivirus companies actually found a fix to them. That it's happened in the past. They're getting better, but they're still to happen. If you have a machine and you've gone to one of these sites and all of a sudden you start seeing pop-ups coming everywhere advertising some product, you're probably infected with malware or adware, which is now causing things to go crazy. Again, we've seen several instances of this with certain members, of the team that have had this, we have to go there and have to clean them out. Also, when you're infected, you'll find your computer slowing down because of the simple fact that it's doing something else in the background that you can't see, right? So it's using the resources. Again, some examples are some people's machines will turn into Bitcoin mining machines, which has happened. So their machine is slowing down. They don't know what's causing it. And then you find that there's someone installed some software on there and it's actually trying to mine coins. Another thing is, obviously, if your laptop is ever stolen, then please notify us immediately, so that way we can make sure it's blocked out of accessing any parts of the system. I won't go to the next two because sometimes it's IT that does this. We move your mouse pointer because we logged into a machine for whatever reason, but that can be a cause, or an update has erroneously been sent out and it shuts down. Doesn't always mean it's malware. Sometimes it could be an accident, slip of a finger, but those things, if it keeps frequently happening, then, again, the best thing to do is just open up a ticket with IT so we can go in there and take a look. But again, the biggest thing is don't go to sites, and we all like to watch movies without paying the $10 to get into movie theater. It's just don't do it. It's really what it comes down to, because all of those sites, they know people are going to go to them because they don't want to do certain things, and it will infect the computer, and then it can infect other people throughout on the Chrysalis network as well. So what we ask is everyone just be diligent, be aware of where they're going, and saying yes to certain things. So we all just click yes, 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 yes. We have to be careful on what we're saying yes to. Next slide. Again, I think one of the problems we have here, which is using strong passwords. I know this is getting cumbersome for a lot of people, where you got to remember 10 different passwords. We're trying to integrate as many of our applications that we use as an organization, so it's one password. We're not fully there yet, but we are there with a couple of the main ones. But you've got to make them long. Suggestion is normally 10 characters with special characters involved, okay? Because they're heart attack, lowercase, uppercase numbers. It just makes the hacker's life more difficult in trying to what they call brute force, which is breaking in by trying different passwords. Typically, people tend to use their spouse's name, their children's name, date of births, etc. We should avoid those and use something completely random. Again, don't download stuff from websites unless you know it's safe. You know, Amazon, YouTube, whatever. You know, the sites that we know are good, but be careful if you're redirected to another site to download something. I don't think most people need to be downloading anything on their laptops as part of their job function. But if you do, then just be cautious on where you're going. And the usual, just make sure you clean out your cookies and your history on your browser as well, because they are ways for them to get into. Next slide.
All right. So thank you, Wedge. So again, we're flying through this because we're limited on time, but we want you to understand, you know, what the concerns are, what the security risks are, what to be on the lookout for, what to avoid, and what to do in the event that you feel that your computer has been compromised. You contact the Chrysalis IT department immediately, and our cybersecurity team will get into your computer and we'll determine what the issue is, and we'll clear it up for you. But you have to contact immediately if you see any of the suspicious items that we just pointed out. I'm going to send out more material, and we're always here to answer your questions. You can contact me, you can contact Wedge in the IT department. If you have any questions, if you have anything that looks suspicious, feel free to contact us, because we'd rather that you go through it with us than to have to deal with it after the fact. But we want you to know that we're here for you as always. Any legal questions that you have, I'm always available to answer any questions that you have. And I'm glad for all the questions that I do get, because when you contact me with a question, what it means to me is that you're being cautious and careful in what you're doing, and you're aware of potential risks. The potential for a HIPAA violation as a result of us failing to take reasonable and sufficient measures is significant. If we don't take reasonable measures to protect the information that we have, it can constitute a HIPAA violation. And I wouldn't want to have to expose our clients to that and then have to deal with all the fallout. So again, thank you for listening and bearing with me on this. And please ask us any questions, follow up with us, and use the support team that you have at your disposal with any questions. All right, now what you're all waiting for, your TikTok contest.
Thanks, Eddie. We are going to play the top 3 videos of the winners that came out for the TikTok contest. We opened it up to outpatient, and we hope that some of our other departments, maybe TCM and assessments, might be willing to do the same kind of contest about why they love their position at Chrysalis Health. So for 3rd place, Ashley Smith from Outpatient Broward is our winner. So we're going to go ahead and play her video. Thank you, Ashley. Hopefully, please.
You better put subtitles.
You got to share the sound.
Brandon, that's all you.
Hey guys, Ashley Smith here. I'm an outpatient therapist working with Chrysalis Health, and I'm here to provide you 3 reasons on why I decided to join the company. Number 1, the amount of support Chrysalis has. From the supervisors to the directors, there are many people that want to see you grow and develop your skills. Number 2, diversity. Chrysalis allows you to be yourself, and most importantly, serves many different individuals from different cultural and ethnic backgrounds. Number 3 might come as a surpriser, but I never planned on becoming a therapist. However, from the very first interview, I already knew that this is a company that I can grow and develop in. So if you agree to these 3 reasons, come join the team.
And then for our 2nd place winner, we have Valerie Laughlin from
Hey, guys.
Outpatient Paso Pinellas.
Okay guys, this is Put a Finger Down, Therapist Edition. Put a finger down if you have a master's degree. Put a finger down if your boss tells you when to go to work and when it's time to go home. Put a finger down if you can't afford to pay those student loans. Put a finger down if you're not getting proper supervision. Put a finger down if you don't feel that you have the support that you need. Put a finger down if your own mental health is not taken under consideration. Put a finger down if you're micromanaged. Put a finger down if you deserve bonuses. Put a finger down if you want medical benefits. And finally, put a finger down if you're not getting paid your worth. If you put a finger down to any of these, do what I did. Go over to Chrysalis Health. Start changing your life today. Peace, light, and love.
And then finally, for our first place winner, we have Bailey Rich from Outpatient Broward.
Hey there, I'm a mental health clinician at Chrysalis Health, and I love it. Let me tell you why.
Thank you to everybody who participated. All the winners and all of the participants will be getting a little something in their email from the executive management team by today or tomorrow. So we are hoping that everybody loved the TikTok contest. And again, that some of our other departments might be willing to participate in the same contest as well. I love watching TikTok. It's kind of a problem. But I wanted to thank everybody again for joining the town hall. We do have a couple minutes. I know we're a little over time for Q&A. And if you have to jump off, but you have questions, we completely understand. Again, feel free to email me directly and I will get those answered for you. But if there's any questions, Brandon said we can put the questions in the chat directly.
And Brandon and I have handled a couple things already. So in light of the time, I think it's after 10 after now at this point. So we'll give Brandon a second. If you're getting anything, Brandon.
Not currently in the chat.
Okay.
Folks can do verbally or in the chat, whichever they prefer.
But just email us too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Well, thank you, everybody.
Thank you, everyone. Have a great day.
You're welcome. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Bye.
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 I just changed the chat to everybody. I can also do that in the middle of the meeting in the future.
Thanks, Brandon, for all of your help. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, nice job,
I wouldn't have
Brandon.
been able to do it without you.
No problem. We might be able to use Teams in the future. I just need to play with it.
We'll test it out.
I'm getting some kudos in the chat there, but no questions.
Good. Okay.
And the chat now is open to everybody. And this meeting also is recorded. I can email it to all of executive management, or is there anyone I should send it to specifically?
If you want to send it to everybody, and then I'll send it out company-wide for anybody that missed it.
Great.
Yeah, that will be great. Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks, guys. Take care.
All right, thank you. Bye.
You're welcome, Jessica. Bye.
You did get one question in there about any updates on raises, or who can they reach out to regarding that?
They can reach out to me.
They can reach out to Jessica. Thank you.
Jessica?
Mhm.
Oh, Brenda, I have a question for HR.
Okay.
We have a lot of calls, transfer the calls, and they said no one answered. Mostly Janine can pick up, so yeah, but mostly the HR calls are not, we don't transfer to everybody, we know that, but like how you call it again, for employment verification, or if there's something, but it's like it's email that mostly we have to send, because when we transfer, sometimes they want us to transfer so they can talk and explain, but we transfer most of the time the call are not picked up, or I ask them, okay, if you leave a message with your name, some detail, a little detail, your phone number to call you back, and sometimes when they call back, they said no one returned their calls.
If you want, they can, you can just give them the people operations email address. It's peopleoperations@chrysalishealth.com. And any employment verifications or questions, they can email there. We're just not,
Okay, I can.
rotate when we're in the office. So that might be the reason for the delay.
Okay, then I wasn't sure I can provide the email, so okay,
Yeah,
then.
well, you know what I'll do is when we send out the contact guide, I'll also include that in there. Because I know Intake does get a lot of those phone calls because I get some of the emails sometimes, but just to feel free to give them our direct email addresses or our department email, and then we'll take care of it from there.
Okay, thank you so much.
No problem.
Bye. Have a wonderful day. Bye.
Bye, Jacqueline. Have a great day.
You too.
And I saw a question there, Melissa Lee. Yes, we'll be sending out the whole presentation to everyone. So we'll have that recording. Jessica's going to send that out to everybody.
I'll be sending it out probably by tonight.
All right, we have about 26 folks that are staying with us. I don't know if anybody had questions. They might just be hanging out.
They may. I think we can go ahead and end it.
All right.
Thank you, everyone. Have a great day.